dance, hustle, dance, hustle. It's a movie.
But the funny thing about purpose is that it unfolds more and more to you every day. So you could be living in what was revealed to you um, at a particular time, and then you might get stagnated because there's more that you're supposed to do. It doesn't just stop as you do one thing. So I think it's just being open to what you're supposed to do at this moment, not getting stuck in the past, because purpose is not related to career. Purpose is not related to a job. It's related to what God put inside you that you're supposed to give to the world. And you can do that in various different positions and forms. So I think it's staying open to what that essence is at all times.
It's amazing clip. And shout
That's a
out
good
to
question.
Black Tree TV.
Feel as though
One second. Let's shout out to Black Tree TV also, because they were able to put together a nice they were able to put together a nice, they were filming that. And so with that being said, I just wanted to tap in with everyone in the kids as well. Like what does purpose mean to you, and how are you able to, move in your purpose every day?
I do want to say real quick that the power in the message that you just shared, and that and what he said as far as purpose being in the moment, and it pretty much evolving and changing, is that, if you think about even his story, which is another clip that people have also been sharing about him needing, money for school, and then in Denzel's purpose at the time, or Felicia Rashad's purpose at the time, being able to sow into somebody's life that helped them to be able to move in their purpose in another way. So like even the small things that people are able to do for another person, like not knowing that the seed that they're planting and the impact that it will have like later on. And that's the beautiful thing that I love about education, working with high school students. I'm a vice principal at a high school, and you don't always see, right, the impact, or you don't see the growth at the time, but years later, when you see them again, or if they call or if they email, then you can see kind of like what little thing that you did, what you thought may have been little to you, but it was big to another person. And I think that that's huge because he kind of embodied that in his life, especially with playing Black Panther, which again was a role that he accepted, and he's doing his best to play this role, but the impact that it had on the world was life, changing. So
Yeah.
Easy. Purpose is why we on the phone. It was a purpose for me to help one person introduce me to you, that led me to introducing you to Hotrod, that led you to introducing me to her on the phone who's moderating this moment. So when you wake up and you can let go your purpose by listening to the system tell you how you need to be. And then that's when you get lost and find the depression and the lost nature of things. But in my particular case, I have no, Charles, you've seen me on my deathbed multiple times. And so when you go back and look at the moments where people telling me you as you wake up to plan my funeral, I was like, who you talking about?
Yeah.
What funeral? And they reacting to that like, what the fuck is you doing here? And then you really have to ask yourself, what the fuck are you doing here? Right? And for me, when I testify this moment of it, is if I haven't had a job since 1994 and been doing things on my terms, good, bad, and indifferent. And when I say good, bad, and indifferent, meaning not caring what nobody had to say about it, not because they didn't understand my purpose. And so to see when Black Panther came out, I had it was a breath of fresh air of being acknowledged for what we are as a culture, because the misnomers of roots and all these different type of film tragedies of where we come from is to program us from our greatness. Because if I give a movie and said that I went and kidnapped all the architects, all the engineers, all the builders, everything that you can think of, the people that built the pyramid, if I told you I kidnapped them and brought them to America, it would make you respect us more. It'll make you understand that we are the reason that you are here. And when you flash back past that, you still get Hidden Figures came out, and when you look at Hidden Figures, we was called computers. Now we
Yeah.
call thoughts. Now we call thoughts and bitches
Yeah.
versus a computer. And the value that we place on the tangible of a computer is a whole other thing. But in our purpose, some people are guided out of their purpose, so we can't manifest our greatness as a culture. So that's why I use this moment as a unilateral moment to point at Hotrod. When you're ranting about people not acknowledging, when you're ranting about people not acknowledging who you are, you're missing your purpose. It's not about them acknowledging. It's about God, what He gave you and what you did with it.
Yeah. No, that's deep. That's real. Man, with purpose, hearing that and also I think about, the fact that he also was during this time that he was accepting these roles, he was also they said he was battling cancer for 4 years. So he knew that he had a diagnosis but also moved forward with his purpose, in spite of, just like you were, Rita, you were speaking about, even the fact that if you're, facing someone or imminent danger, or you feel like, oh, this is my health or whatever is at risk, you still know that you're here on this earth or on this planet and you have a greater purpose to be responsible for. And so you're going to continue to move forward. And that's been the thing that really kind of, took me back, because I'm like, wow, like this man just was in such a, showed us what a black African king was. And people think that, oh, this is like, they showed us a kingdom. They create all the people that was part of Black Panther, the wardrobe, the music, the culture. I'm like, wow, this is amazing, and he was able to give us that. And he was able to be a part of that, even though this man was, fighting for his life simultaneously, and that's like, wow, like you left this planet, but you left this planet with something that is going to live forever. You know what I'm saying? That's going to live past the people that's even in this generation. That's T'Challa, that's Wakanda, that's Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? That's for Wakanda is forever, literally. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And that's amazing. And that's amazing to see. Like, I'm like, wow, what, Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap. You know what I'm saying? I think about people doing these great, amazing things that live way beyond them, way past them, I told my son today about it. He cried, you know what I'm saying? I had to tell my son that Black Panther, one of his superheroes died of cancer. My daughter's like, what is cancer? I'm having to explain these things to little kids, because when they don't see T'Challa in the next Marvel movie, and they're gonna be like, "What? I can't." You can't hide from it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's just like,
have to go make some more vibranium.
we need that. We needed vibranium. We needed Wakanda. We needed all the stuff in the movie. For real.
He left. He left to go get more vibranium. So when you get older, you can. We got to give him that. We got to build the bridge that he's still doing his part in this frequency we got right now.
Absolutely. And what? So yeah, man. Hotrod, jump in, man. What's going on?
And it's funny because when you sent me that last night, like late at night, I'm already in bed. But
Yeah.
you sent me Purpose, and I was just sitting there listening. I mean, I was listening to all the videos and just, thinking about, like, with Rita, she always tell me, like, she always up me, like, at power, like, man, like, you the man at power, you this, like, but she like, but your purpose is outside of power, like what you doing for the community, what you doing for the youth. And I do rant, I do talk shit. I do get mad about a lot of stuff, and I only get mad because it's like, like, man, this supposed to be my home, it's supposed to be everything, like, the team, they supposed to be uplifting you, they supposed to be sharing you, they supposed to be promoting you, and they only promote certain people. So that's why I be getting so frustrated. But I go back to, listening to, what Rita say, what my girls say, what my mom say, what my dad told me, like, your purpose is way bigger than that station. Like, you got so much you know, you got so much love in your heart. You help so many people, and you ask not you don't ask nothing in return. And so, you know, I be just thinking about my purpose and everything. I think my purpose every day, and my purpose really right now is really my family, my son. Um, man, just trying to help the community, help the youth. I mean, radio is fun, and I love radio. I love my job, but it ain't it ain't my end. It ain't like I'm not about to sit there and die there. No, like I got so much stuff going on outside the radio station. That's why I'm really.
Let me hear you say it. Let me hear you say radio is not my purpose. Let me hear you say it.
Oh, radio is not my purpose. I
But
mean,
radio is part of your purpose.
radio is part of my purpose. Radio is
Yeah,
definitely part of my purpose. Radio is.
Okay.
I use my voice. I use that time slot for a purpose. Like
Yeah.
I told people, I said like, man, like even when all this stuff was going on in the city with the gun violence and everything, and I'm like, you know, it's just some music like you just don't want to play right now. You're like, fuck, I can't play that. I don't want to play that because I feel like I'm the problem. I feel like I'm the problem with, you know, with them talking about, you know, I'm gonna go shoot somebody blocked up, or I'm gonna kill me an op. And I was like, it's so much positive music out here that we missing out on that could easily be in rotation. But you know, again, I'm not shitting on the radio station, nothing like that. You know, it's a business. It's a business. That's what, you know, that's how, you know, how we move, and that's what the kids listen to. And me, I just never took music to the streets. Like me listening to hip hop, it's a business, anything like that. Listen to Biggie or anything, like I never thought about, you know, going out about to do this or anything like that. So yeah, pretty much my purpose right there on that spot 7 to 10 is really just uplifting whoever listens to me. You know, I always end my show with saying, keep showing the world you special, keep taking chances, keep being different, keep proving people wrong. But more important, prove to yourself you can do whatever you want to do in life.
Low waist, fat ass bitch, tap